back at it again, and man, got a couple interesting clips to show you guys today that I think you are not going to want to miss, all right? So stick around. The last clip is probably the most interesting clip, so stick around for that. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
Keep saying it, and I don't care what people say. They can get mad at me. If Trump was in office, this would have never went down. Trump 2024. They just had a Trump rally in the South Bronx.
South Bronx, yeah, you told me that.
South Bronx.
And that's all Latins and blacks there.
Latins and blacks got tired of the Democrats scheming us and lying to us. And the Republicans said, we told you so. We told you so.
Facts. Facts. Yeah. Trump 24, baby. It is only a matter of time. And even on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God, who we've checked out in previous videos, something interesting was said on there as well. I don't know if I can show you guys the actual... trying to think of how I want to do this. Actually, I'll play the clip, but I may have to blur it out. So if it's blurred out, it's due to copyright purposes. You guys should be able to hear the audio though. So there is a rapper by the name of Benny the Butcher. Yeah, quite the interesting name, huh? But there's a rapper by the name of Benny the Butcher, and he went on to the Breakfast Club, and yeah, just listen to what he had to say. Check it out.
Black voters are abandoning the Biden-Harris ticket. This is rapper Benny the Butcher today.
Are you still supporting Trump?
No comment on that. What I did learn from that situation, people in our position ain't supposed to speak on their political candidates. That's what I learned. And I also learned everybody voting for Trump. You know, a lot of times African Americans, we vote Democrats. Man, what the you doing for us? I was expressing my frustrations on that.
The latest ABC poll, Laura, has Biden down 21% from his averages in 2020 among black voters. And that's because of the border and the migrants in these urban centers and the value of the dollar, which is eroding in the inner city.
Trump said, we were at that, that press event after he won the Iowa caucuses, and he said, I'll work with anybody. I'll work with the Democrats. We've got to restore these cities. And there's...
Yeah. That's a great thing for Trump to say. He'll work with anybody, because the Democrats have been trying to make him seem as if I can't even talk. I'm sounding like Joe Biden right now, as if he's like the devil or something, or like he's like this guy that is like the meanest and nastiest person in the world. So the more ammo he takes away from them, the better. Plus, at the end of the day, he may have to work with some Democrats on some things to get some things fixed in this country. It just may have to happen. That's just the facts. Hopefully, Democrats won't even be in the equation, because we take the House and the Senate while Trump is in office. So, forget about what y'all Democrats got to say. We're going to do this without y'all, whether y'all like it or not. We're going to get this thing fixed and back rolling. But maybe he has to. So, I don't think that's a bad thing to say, because I have a feeling there's going to be some people that say, oh my goodness, he says he's going to work with Democrats. That's not a bad thing. He may have to. That may be the only choice, right? and if they don't want to work with him, which they probably won't, then he needs to call them out for it. Call them out on it. Hey, look, I'm trying to fix these inner cities where these black people are, and Democrats are blocking me from doing it. That ain't going to go too well. So let's get to this last clip that I wanted to show you guys, because the love for Trump, I think, in this country is getting really, really high. Right now, on the same end of the spectrum, the Trump derangement syndrome is getting more and more intense. Now, I think there are a lot less people that have it, but the people that do have that Trump derangement syndrome, their Trump derangement is getting super intense, but that's because his support is rising in this country. I mean, he's been proven correct on a vast array of things that Democrats called him a liar for, and that he was making up, and he's a far right extremist and MAGA this and MAGA that, right? But listen to what Jamie Dimon had to say. This is the CEO of JP Morgan, and I have something to say after this clip that I think is really, really important to remember. So stick around until after this clip, because you're not going to want to miss what I have to say after this. Check it out.
How do you see the U.S. economy playing itself out over the next 12 months? This is an election year. We've been talking a lot about what just took place in Iowa and trying to understand how the American public is going to feel about the economy may ultimately dictate how the president is decided.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25. And we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time, and obviously the politics, and and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. Mm-hmm. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. But he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting Trump?
It's hard to hate 75 million of your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done crazy.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really? Could we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect. And I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Did you hear that last little tidbit? All the negative talk is going to hurt Biden's re-election campaign. So while it is great that Jamie Dimon spoke the truth for once, right? Trump was right. We had been saying that for a long time, and we were all called extremists and crazy lunatics and MAGA trash, right? But he was right. We were right the entire time. Even though they called us liars to our faces, called us far-right conspiracy theorists, called us traitors. Yeah, he spoke the truth for once. But was it to help himself and the elites out? That's my question to you all. What do you think? Because it was very telling what he said there, right there at the end, as the clip ended. All of this negative talk about Trump and MAGA is going to hurt Joe Biden's re-election campaign. And it has. Since they've attacked Trump, since the attacks have begun, Trump has done this in the polls. He skyrocketed. He has continued to become more popular than ever. More and more popular. So, yes, he's right about that last part too. It's going to hurt Joe Biden, and it already has. And it will continue to hurt Joe Biden, which is why I'm pretty sure some of you remember I was saying bring 10 more indictments. Make this so Looney Tunes that people can't, like the people that are ignoring it, can't ignore it anymore. Make this so cartoonish that it's just laughable to every single person in this country. It's laughable to us, right? We understand what's happening, but there is a segment of this country that doesn't understand, that thinks all of this is serious, right? So that's that's one of the reasons why I was saying, yeah, keep the indictments coming. Keep them coming. Matter of fact, arrest them. Forget about it. Just arrest the guy, you know? You got his mugshot already. Put him in jail for a week or two, you know? Make him sit down in a prison cell for a while. Do that. But also, one thing that I will say is the fact that, so there's a meeting in Davos going on. And I'm sure you guys know about that. The WEF, Klaus Schwab, and John Kerry, and all of those folks, Bill Gates, and all of them, all of the elites, you know, meet up and talk about how they're going to save the planet and save us from ourselves and combat misinformation and disinformation. Well, I believe this was taken there. And you know what the theme to Davos this year is? Pause the video. Take a guess. All right, let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. Come on, let's have a little fun today. Let's have a little fun. Pause the video and don't cheat, because obviously you could just continue to watch and listen to what I'm going to say and then type it up. But let's be honest here. Pause it. Type in the comment section what you think the theme of Davos is. And don't comment if you already know the answer. But comment below what you think the theme is. Ready? Go. Now that you guys have commented, if you haven't, what you doing? Pause the video and comment. But for those of you that have commented already, the answer to that question is the theme of, you know what? I'll actually play the clip. Let me see. I thought I had it pulled up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to let you hear it from Klaus Schwab himself. Listen to the theme of Davos this year. Check it out.
We need a paradigm shift. We must rebuild trust, and that's actually the theme of our meeting. We have to rebuild trust. Trust in our...
Did you hear it? We have to rebuild trust. And that is actually the theme of our meeting. So was this Jamie Dimon and one of the, people that are plugged in, trying to rebuild trust, trying to get back in our good graces by telling the truth for once? Oh, I'll give them this little bit of truth here. Right? Was this the idea that Jordan Peterson had said once, where he said, they'll push us so far until we push back, then they'll let off and they'll let us relax again. Then they'll come back and push us even further until we push back. Then they'll let off again. Is this one of those we see the people on this planet pushing back against us? It's time for us to let go of the reins for a second. Is this one of those moments? Maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Hey, listen. This is something that I've always said in my videos. Don't let me go off the deep end, okay? If you ever feel like I'm getting a little cuckoo, a little crazy, I'm going off the deep end, reel me back in, okay? Reel me back in, Please do. Let me know. All right? Also, let me know how you feel about what I had to say. Talk to me. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? But once again, we and Trump, we were right. We were right. Always have been. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. It's right up over there. Click that thing and check out that video too. You might like it. I'm out.